What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. So a couple of days ago, I was supposed to get the rebuilt K24A2 into the car, and when I was assembling the engine, I realized that I don't have the correct post mount. But I did order one, and it finally came in today. Shout out to Amazon Prime, baby. Let's go. So I'm gonna go ahead and just open this up real quick. I did say Amazon Prime, yes, and it says right there, made in China. K24 engine mount swap bracket. So when you're switching over to the K24, guys, the K24 uses its own post mount, which you can grab off the 0204 Honda CRV. I'm not entirely sure if the element is the same, but I do most definitely know that the hole pattern is different from the K20 itself. This was the reason why I didn't put the motor in a couple of days ago, and I wanted to make sure I had this bracket installed beforehand before I decided I was going to put it into the car to avoid struggling with the frame rail. I'm gonna grab this right here. This is the K20 and this one is the K24. So we're looking for the flat top here to bolt the motor mount straight flat on there, where the TSX and Honda Accords, they are stepped and offsetted. So if you look, this bolt pattern is much further apart than the 20. So if you look, I'm gonna use the finger measurement, right? And I'm gonna transfer it over, and you can see that doesn't even line up where my thumb is at. So we got the mount. All right, so before I even decide that I want to put the engine into the engine bay, I'm gonna spray this down so that way we can get it all nice and clean, because, you know what I'm saying, since last November this thing has kind of collected a lot of dust. So I mean, it's not really much. This is the beautiful part about a wire tuck, right? Because there's really nothing here you gotta worry about blocking off. So everything is just simply gonna be pushed over. Get this out of the way. This over here. This over there. I think the harness, I'm just gonna, I really don't want to get this wet. Let me go ahead and just tuck that away. Over here. Same with you. I'm gonna go ahead and just take off my bumper. Give it a good old spray down. Damn, look at that. Dirty. We are spraying everything. Hoses, frame rails, underneath the hinges, firewall, everything. So I cleaned the engine bay. Looks really good, and I had to wash the CRX over here as well too, because it was kind of neglected. I left it sitting over there. The tree, the flowers, the leaves and stuff kind of caked it up really bad, and I pressure washed it real quick just to get it looking good again, and just wipe that completely down nice and dry. So right now, before I get the engine going in, there's really not much I have to do here, but I most definitely have to take off this motor mount. And the reason for that is because this is the EFK2 motor mounts. So this is the dual height adjustment, high and low. Typically the bottom one, the low one, is for the 24 to bring the taller engine down to clear the hood. I'm hoping that the hood closes without further modification, because I did have the 20 on super high, right? And I already modified the hood for the 20, so hopefully bringing it down with the modified hood, we can close it without further mods. So this motor mount, I have to take it off and flip the mount to bring the engine down, right? This one here, if you look, it's offsetted to one side, right? So what I have to do in order to get this bracket to sit lower, I have to take off these Allens, flip this motor mount around, and that will bring this bracket further down to drop the engine the amount that it gives. I don't exactly remember how much the height difference is between top and bottom hole, but passenger side is pretty simple. You leave the orientation on the mount the same, you just drop the mount into the bottom hole. The back mount, you have to do it on the engine. Let me pull it out real quick. For the rear engine mount, pretty straightforward. On the high setting, you have to put the mount, this wishbone, at the bottom. Now, in order to drop the engine low, you have to move it up to the top, which I already did here. And again, Half Sport EFK2 motor mounts, dual height kit. Where's my motor mount bolts?
But leading and editing sessions is stretching her too thin. It says render failed. What I do, Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
Oh, it's in the chem dip. Oh, there's still a lot in here. Let's find the bolts. So I ended up just taking everything out of the chem dip and organized all of the bolts and hardwares that came off the 20, and they were all zip locked in their respective bag. So I got to put all that away because I need the table for a welding job in a minute. But we have the bolts right here for the brand spanking new post mount. Yes, sir. Grab my big boy for the Ugga Dugga Booga Booga. All you got to do is flip-a-roo. That's it. So I took the radius rod out just so that the transmission can clear the driver's side frame rail, and I think we're ready to get this thing installed. So got the block already underneath the car. Just gonna go ahead and jack it up as high as I can because that dolly is pretty damn tall. That did not go as planned. So I was doing a little bit of welding on a CRV 12 shift fork, which is very common for it to bend if you don't reinforce it. So I just reinforced this fork, which is a spare fork of mine, for somebody that needs one, and he's going to be bringing me his in exchange for this one. Make sure it's true 90 degrees, that all the welding didn't warp the fork, because I've had that issue before where burnt it super hot, didn't tack it enough. When I welded it, the fork pulled, and when I threw it in the transmission, it wouldn't go into the first and second gear. So that is ready to go, cooling off. Now the engine, man, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I was scrolling the engine underneath the car with the tall wheel dolly, and as I was pushing it underneath the car, the block that was propping the engine up on the dolly came out, and the engine fell. And I was pretty upset about it, because it broke my brand new TPS sensor, and it kind of messed up my transmission mount down low, although I don't use that. It broke my speed sensor right here, and I had to kind of just step away for a little bit, just kind of take a little breather. I ended up just started cleaning everything, threw it in the garage, and then I kind of came back to it, got the engine put up, got all the mounts secured, got the header on, I got one of the axles on, and I was trying to figure out where this axle went, because I had it all kind of bundled up in the corner. And then I realized, when I took the wagon for its test drive before going to Bakersfield, I snapped the axle here, and then I replaced the axle here, which was the KRX's axle, and then I snapped the other axle at Bakersfield, got a new one for that. And the axle that I needed for this car is in the wagon. The wagon's broken axle is right there. Look at that skunk right there. But anyways, I don't have an axle for this side. I got to go buy that brand new. The engine's not going to turn on in this video. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. Spoiler alert. But I'm so stoked that the K24 is in the CRX. My very main concern was closing the hood. And let me show you guys. The hood shut. K24 EFK2 mount on the lowest setting. Super flush. Super duper flush. I am super pumped about that. Mind you guys, I do have the SIR style hood, which has the hump going up and not the hump going down, so that definitely helped with clearance. I posted on Instagram asking about a different valve cover color, but I for some reason really am falling in love with the teal, with the black and the silver. I don't know about you guys, but I might just stick with this valve cover, or even bung the next valve cover and paint it the same color. But leave a comment down below. What do you guys think? This whole entire color combo. I do have a blue fuel rail. What valve cover color do you guys think I should rock next? I think as far as right now goes, I'm just gonna button up as much as I can. The goal was just to get the engine in the car. I know that we were gonna turn it on, so I'm not in a rush to try to put everything together. You know what I mean? So right now, let's just button up all of the little things. I mean, main things. FYI, for a lot of you guys, this is a GSR throttle cable bracket with a CRX DX throttle cable. Very long cable, and it actually fits and works perfectly. I've used a lot of eBay throttle bodies, and this is the first time I've seen this hole not line up. That's what's preventing me from putting the throttle cable on, and when I try to wedge it, it just snapped. Look at this. That's unfortunate. Gotta figure out a solution for this real quick. On to the next thing. Grounds are very important. I cannot do my fuel line as of right now because the K-tuned fuel rail uses a -8 to -6 orb, while my old AEM fuel rail uses a 6 to 6, so that doesn't fit and the line can't go on. So put this off to the side. I did hit up Brian yesterday for that fitting and a coolant fill neck, because I still have to weld on a coolant fill here so we can fill up our radiator. This has to come back off so I can modify it. That should come in, I mean, it's already paid for. Hopefully it's shipped so we can get it soon and really button this all up. But I got to figure something out with the Throttle body, because I don't have another valve, or not a valve, but I don't have another one of this right here. I need the GSR style where this hole is on the other side, and I don't entirely remember what's in the wagon, but this one will not work for the setup, so gotta find a solution for that. Header is all the way in. I'm probably just gonna run the harness through the firewall now. This harness right here, what is this? This is my alternator. Yeah, alternator, starter signal. This is my alternator plug. And what is this? This is, oh, this is my H2O fan switch. See, the fan switch, this guy right here, is supposed to be a switch to, you know, allow the ECU to turn fan on off per engine, you know, engine temp, right? It's blocked off. I have the fan on all the time, and you can see the port right here. This is for the fan switch, which I don't have, and I don't actually have a plug for it, or I did and I don't know where it's at. This other wire I saw earlier, where is it at? Oh, damn. Okay, that's what it was. So this wire I saw on the floor, torn off from somewhere, and this is for my glow shift coolant temp sensor. And you can see down here my temp sensor, one of the wires gone, and this one is actually almost off already too. So I'm gonna have to buy a new temp sensor for that, and the harness for that is right here, so I'm gonna have that tucked away. But I am going to actually, you know, I'm just gonna run it all right now. So all of this right here, I ran them together between the motor mount, kind of tucked away a little bit here, right? And then it goes underneath the intake manifold like so. I am most definitely going to buy a tuck harness later when the funds are right. The stock harness works perfectly fine, but it's just so bulky that it's not aesthetically pleasing like a tuck harness. So I'm gonna have to hit up CJ for one soon. Look at this old, ugly, brittle looking thing. But you know, for right now, we just need the function, right? And just make it all work, and then we'll upgrade everything later. So I'm gonna go ahead and just plug all this up real quick. I think I'm gonna end the video right here, because it is getting kind of late and I can't do further more. So made a ton of progress, got the rebuilt K24A2 in the KRX, and I'm stoked. I hope you guys are too. I'm gonna wrap it up right now, clean everything up, and we'll figure everything else out tomorrow. So if you guys enjoyed the progress update on the KRX, be sure to leave this video a thumbs up. And if you guys want to stick around to hear the K24 roar, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And also remember, guys, progress is better than no progress. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.